Just yesterday, I dropped a complete introduction to the Helium network, and this was like a 20-minute video going over all the details of how the network works, how you end up making money, whether you should care, some concerns, all those different things. So if you want the complete introduction, that video might be better because this one we're going to be talking about what to expect when you get your first Helium miner, if that day ever comes. So to jump to conclusions, if you want to buy one of the Helium miners, I have a 3% off coupon code for the rack miner, and that code is Caleb. I also have affiliate links down below if you want to use those for the rack miner and the Bobcat miner, which are the two miners I would consider purchasing right now. That would support my channel, but let's get back to what we were talking about, which is what you should actually expect when you purchase them. So purchasing them, the rack miner is pretty simple. You can just use a debit card. The Bobcat miner, you have to use cryptocurrency, which makes it a little bit more complicated, but it's probably something you should become more familiar with anyways, so it's an overall good experience. You should probably try it out. I got my hotspot miner and it's set up, it's earning me cryptocurrency, and just yesterday I earned almost $500 for doing nothing. I mean, it's completely passive income. You just have to figure out how to set it up, which is not that complicated, and then how to actually take that cryptocurrency and convert it for actual dollars, or you can just hodl that cryptocurrency or hold it for as long as you feel necessary. Another thing, in my previous video, I also wore a really cool shirt, and I just wore this just to see what people would say, if anybody, and I actually had a couple people interested in the comment section below. So here's another one of their shirts. This is from Into the AM. I know you've probably been thinking, wow, Caleb's looking pretty fresh lately. Well, that's only 50% me and 50% my new gear. So we have decided to partner, and I'm saying this honestly, this is one of the most comfortable shirts I've ever worn. It fits really nice, the material is very nice, and it looks good. Brings a little bit more color to my YouTube videos. Into the AM is targeting those who are working hard to make a positive difference in their life, and that is exactly the target audience I have on this channel. Those of you watching this who are trying to figure out ways to better yourselves. Whatever your mission might be, Into the AM, you can get 3 of these graphic t-shirts for $60, and you can also use my 10% coupon code Caleb. So the first thing I want to talk about is, what is the Helium miner setup experience like? Well, overall, it's a simple experience, so you don't have to have technical knowledge. You get a box and it has a Helium miner in it with an antenna and a plug-in. You take that, you plug it into the wall, and you connect it to an app on your phone. It's really that simple. The app that you use is known as the Helium app. When you open the app, it'll give you the option of which hotspot you want to use, and you just select whatever manufacturer you went with, for example, the rack miner or the Bobcat miner, and then it'll go through the setup process. As for where to place this, I set it in my office window on the inside so it didn't get rain on it or anything, and I actually removed the metal screen just because that can interfere, and that is what's recommended. However, it'll probably work without that if you're installing this at someone's house and they don't want to do that. I just don't know how much of a difference it actually makes. But that's what is recommended in the Helium app. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the best earnings as possible. I'm gonna follow their instructions. So I also want it as high as possible. So if you're on a second story, if you have a 2-story house, put it on that second story, and some people will even put it on the roof. So we'll look into some of those options too, but mine's just on a second story in the window. The next question is, are there other people around me? Well, actually, no. I'm pretty much the only person with this hotspot within like 20 plus miles. So I was concerned this was going to drastically reduce my earnings, which yes, the earnings are going to be a lot higher once I get my second Helium miner going, which I just set that up. But even with just a solo miner, it really didn't do too bad. Like I said yesterday, I earned almost $500 worth of Helium. Certainly, I recommend, if that's the case for you, to get 2 Helium miners and set a second one up at least 300 meters away, but not drastically far away. I don't know that max range, which I'm going to test that out a little bit, but at least 300 meters and probably within a mile. Next question is, do you need internet? Yes, the actual hotspot will connect to the internet, but it can use Wi-Fi and an Ethernet cable. You'll ideally have pretty stable internet. That's not really the case for me. My internet's fast, but it goes in and out, and this was a really big issue with syncing to the blockchain, which, by the way, just if you're expecting to plug in the Helium miner and start making a ton of money, well, it's going to take a really long time to sync to this blockchain. So expect it to happen for like 2 days, possibly longer. For me, with my flaky internet, it took 5 days to sync my second hotspot because it kept going offline. I have to reset it, and then I'd go to bed and wake up and it was offline. So it took a really long time for me to get it working. So I'm going to have to definitely look into different internet options, which there aren't really or any around me. So I might need to switch to Ethernet. That might be a little bit stronger when it comes to consistency. We'll just have to see. So as for the syncing process, basically you have to download the entire blockchain on this Helium miner. It happens automatically, but I just wanted to let you know that it's not a linear process. Basically, it'll download like 830,000 blocks in like a minute. And then those last 2,000 to 3,000 blocks will take 2 days. And you don't earn anything until you download that entire blockchain. So expect to just have this sitting there doing nothing for a couple of days. So not only do you have to wait for your hotspot for like 6 months, but once you get it, you can't even use it for until later in the week, which I know after waiting 6 months, what's a few days, but I'm sure a lot of you will get it and be very eager to start earning Helium. Slow down. That syncing process can take a while. And I'm also just concerned how the network is going to perform, if there's going to be any issues when there's like 200,000 hotspots being added to the network at one time. I don't know if that'll be an issue or not. I can't say for sure, but there's probably going to be some growing pains. So next question is, how long do they take to arrive? If you order a hotspot, it's going to take a while to arrive at your house. For example, I purchased 5 or so last month, and I'm expecting to get those in like July. So for me, that's 3 months. But even since then, the amount of orders have gone up. So if you order right now today, it might not be till fall of 2021, which is it too late at that point? Personally, I don't think so. I have a total of 6 or so miners coming to my house still, and I'm planning on finding really good spots for these. And I think this network will be profitable for a lot of people for a long time. That's just my personal opinion. This isn't investing advice. You know, when you go into these new networks, you have to be aware of the risks. And I'm not promising anybody's going to make a lot of money from this. Now, when you order one of these, you're really just giving a pre-order, and these are still being manufactured. But when you place an order, you are locking in your place in line and reserving your hotspot. You can get a little bit more information about the shipping on the product page. So here's an example. Rack Hotspot Miner V2 now for shipment starting fall 2021. So that is probably when you should expect to get those. And I've heard different stories, you know, sometimes the shipments are delayed, but there have been scenarios where they're actually ahead of schedule and people have got their miners sooner. I think for Bobcat miners, the delivery time is 8 to 12 weeks. But you'll definitely want to just confirm that with their website. If you purchase a Bobcat miner, it's a little bit more of a process. Like I said, you have to use cryptocurrency. You've probably heard that 1,000 times if you've watched any other Helium videos on YouTube. But if this is your first one, welcome. Welcome to the crazy world of Helium. And if you're new to cryptocurrencies, then welcome to crypto. This channel, we talk about all kinds of different cryptocurrencies, not just Helium, but another really interesting network, which is Chia. And they're trying to do a lot of interesting things that are new in the cryptocurrency space. We also look at a lot of other networks as well. So if you're trying to basically stay up to date with the crypto space and talk about earning money and innovative technology, then this channel is for you. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll get notified of my videos whenever YouTube feels like you might want to watch my video at that time. That's how it works, right? I really don't know. Everybody says the notification bell just doesn't work. So I think now you have to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then somehow say that you want notifications all of the time. So, who knows? Click the buttons. That's all I'm asking. So now, how do you actually earn money? Not so much what's the technical way it works, but where does the money go and how does that make me, live a better life? Well, the Helium that you earn goes into a wallet which is attached to the Helium app I was talking about earlier. And from there, you can send the cryptocurrency to other wallets or to an exchange where you can swap it for fiat. So here's a quick example of what it might look like. So we have 40 Helium and it shows the mining rewards below. What about antennas and different hotspot placement? Well, to be honest, I'm being completely transparent here. I'm fairly new to this type of technology. So I have a lot to learn. Certainly, having the indoor hotspots with the default antenna is not the perfect setup for everybody, but it is the simplest setup and you can still earn helium with that setup. So my thought was, hey, I'm going to start with that. That'll be the easiest to, convince people to just, hey, can you just put this in your window? But I'm going to do more research and hopefully connect with some experts to figure out the best setup for all of these different miners to increase my helium earnings. So maybe look forward to some of that content, but right now I can't give any good advice on what to do with that. There are different antenna setups that are ideal for different scenarios. If you're in a very flat location as opposed to a very hilly or lots of buildings. So you can look into all the details of that if you're interested. So what's up next? I'm going to do a video on basically explaining my earnings for a solo miner, just one miner by itself in isolation, what that looks like for its first day. And then I'm going to do a stronger overview of my earnings for the week and see what it looks like when I add that second miner, which finally just synced today. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this video was fun. Again, I got the affiliate links for the miners if you're interested in joining the network. No pressure, it's up to you, but that would help support this channel. And also, don't forget to get your slick gear. I'll drop a link to Into the AM in the pinned comment down below, or you can use my coupon code Caleb for 10% off. See you everybody, and keep on earning that cryptocurrency. Peace out.